What's going on, everybody out there on YouTube? I hope you're having a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in to Crypto Lifer. We are live, we are streaming, we are hitting the airwaves. And this will be out there for eternity. Fly out into space. And it's basically the Crypto Lifer Show. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. Thank you. Pat yourself on the back for coming in. Or just pressing play and watching the video. Because there's going to be some cool news that we will uncover together as we go on this cryptocurrency journey. It's a late night stream, as you can tell. Very late. But it's never too late to create some content and to boost yourself a little down so you have a little more headroom. Don't want to cut off your headroom. There we go. Always adjusting the stream now a little bit. Okay. Let's get into some topics to talk about. Get into the beginning of the stream. First of all, I'm on CoinWatch right now. I'm watching Kava. Looks like it's doing a nice bounce here off this 0.5 fib. Might be a nice time to take a nibble. I tried to take a nibble last night at 103 and I missed it, and then I watched it just keep going. I saw this candle just in my face. And I missed it. I missed it, guys, trying to be sweet. Like, I knew it was a good setup. Look, double bottom. I put it in here. Double bottoms, they break to the upside. And then boom, here's a nice falling wedge. Just take the length of the pole. Scoot that here if that's where it ends. And we're back to the old high here at 115. You can get about 8 on the 10. A little under 10% on the measured move. Let's see what that would be if you bought in here on this line and you went up 10.8%. You can't get there though. Right now it will be there. If you got the entire measured move. But as you see, we're also in a bigger triangle. That's another thing on my channel I want to show you guys, is that there's more going on than just sometimes the smaller picture. There's a bigger picture inside, or a smaller picture inside the bigger picture. So we're also inside of this triangle, which we're trying to get all the way to the top, you know? Up, down, up, down. Now, technically, I don't think this counts as a retest. I think this is still a leg up. Like, just like this was a leg up. See? Like, it's just, the price eventually made it to the top of the triangle. I think this just wants to get to the top of the triangle. This is just a sluggish and very, painful way, if you were in this and held and didn't sell here, to do it. Yeah. Another thing that I'm looking at, and coins that basically are on my watch list, Rep, Auger, recently took a nice dip here. See, I have it circled. And look, these are just wedges, falling wedges, that will eventually break out. Only a matter of time. I have fibs drawn. That's a double top placed to the downside. And look, it did. These things are uncanny. Uncanny. Because this is what it's supposed to do. Look, it makes the M. Just funny. Here we're here. Boom, boom. So, and let's see what fib it's at. See, let me just redraw the fib. Let me redraw the fib because I want to redraw the fib for one reason, since it's an old fib, and you don't want to always trust an old fib, right? Things may have changed. May not. The top and the bottom should be the same so far, but so yeah, bouncing off the 382. And there's my buy box that I drew another time. Well, it's like underneath the fib. But yeah, it's a good range to accumulate auger. That's what I decided. I could be wrong, but that's what I figured it would be. maybe you would want to put some orders in here to get lucky. So like say you wanted to put, just say, and this is not financial advice, this is for entertainment purpose only, but say you wanted to use $3,000 to get into Augur. So here you would make your initial buy at 1109 for about $800, $750 even. And then you could put a $750 order here and a $750 order there. So if it slopes down or catches a wick now here, if this price action breaks down again and comes down to the 0.5, and then it should, a lot of times come to the 618. So then you're looking at maybe your last 750 getting in here, and it may never get down there at all. So what happens is if it comes down and it gets these two, or maybe just put one, it depends, but I like to ladder in is the point. And you find a place between these Fibonacci retracements, and the thing about getting the initial position here is if it breaks now and just keeps breaking up, which is very possible now because it's like this bearish move is over, and usually that's kind of like the beginning of an uptrend. And look, we're also bouncing here on the RSI on the 4 hour. There's a MACD green cross coming, so we're coming out of the red, and we got some momentum. So this chart's looking pretty good, I'm actually thinking that maybe something to buy here. Another reason we can see, I drew all these resistance lines. So we're gonna have resistance here. We're gonna have to break through this at 1160. So that's coming, and that's gonna be tough. Hopefully we did it here though. We did it there, so we'll just have to do it a third time. But this time we're gonna have to hold support there. Broke through, didn't hold support, broke through, did not hold support. So it's been showing to be resistance now until we can hold support there. So here we definitely feel like we have support, see, we're bouncing up, come down, we're bouncing up. Doesn't look like it wants to even get to the line, and we have a fib right above it, just kind of protecting it, which is kind of nice because people will program algorithms to the bots on that fib, and that will help us get, a little more clarification. We're also looking at these, your EMAs. Well, I just have 5 EMA now, or MAs, moving average. I have 5 right now. The 21, the 50, the 80, the 100, and the 200. And I color them as such. The white is the 21, or it's like a gray color. And then what this dark red is the 50. This maroon is the 80. This blue is the 100, and this is the 200. So we're beginning to have a clean movement between the sequential order that you were looking for in our moving averages, which is beautiful. But we having a cross here, and hopefully with this bounce we turn up and these things start to realign, and then we get crosses that are bullish, and that's what we're looking for with this coin. These kind of like a rounded bottom. Yeah, see like a very bottom here. Boom, boom. That's kind of a double bottom in a way. I mean, it's elongated, but it's a pattern I'm seeing a lot too. It's like I could show you this pattern, but it's very interesting. Boom. Like I'm going to show you if we go over to VeChain, we see the same pattern. I saw it the other day on the daily. I had to go to a bigger time frame though to see it. But like, see? Look at it. Look at that. Double bottom. What we were just looking at was rep. And we see we can kind of match them. They're not exact. They're not the exact same thing, but boom, boom. Coming down from a downtrend, boom, boom. Will VeChain mimic that? They both will work out. Right now, look, we just got We might be getting some movement right now. It's just 11:09. We just went it to 11:11. Right here live in the stream. Kava moving a bit. Now, news with Kava is working with Ripple now. There's like a ledger technology that they got. So, the fib can mess up my brain there. But yeah, so we're in a triangle here. See? Kind of like a flag. We're flagging, in my opinion. And yeah. So we should eventually break out. And my target was 154. So, just got to break out of this triangle right now. Kind of delete this trash. But you can see it, right? Sometimes you just gotta. Yeah, so, boom. Run this back, doesn't need to be there. Damn it. Yeah, about the same, 155. So yeah, it'd be a nice move if we got 40 cents on a 108. Probably like 36%, 38%, something around there. And then, you know, who knows where else this coin will go. I mean, it's so new. It has so much space to grow, and it's already at $1, which is interesting. Some coins struggle to get there for a long time. XRP. When will it? I love XRP and I'm a huge fan, but it's trying all the people that are holding it right now. And I guess that's what it is in crypto, though. It's like, how bad do you want it? How bad do you guys really want it? But yeah, I've got a little coin list, and I'm not going to give them all away. I mean, you can glance at them now, but I like Tomo. I like BAT. I like Loom. Link. XTZ. Give me a little VeChain any day of the week, please, please, please. What a beautiful coin. This crazy line I had to draw when I was drawing it. Like 2 lines wouldn't work because it just did not follow a proper path that I could even chart. Look at this craziness. And there, oh my gosh, no. But yes, on the daily. Look at it on the daily, but we have a lower low on the RSI. Right, my friends? You can clearly, if I zoom this out, and I make this the Big Daddy. So we have a downward move, right? Boom. Okay. Let me find this point, which is like here. It's kind of where these two guys meet, so it's the same point. And we go up to the next point, which is here. Just clean it up a little bit, but yeah, that my friends is called hidden bullish divergence. And what it does is it tells you that a pattern will continue. It tells you that there's upward momentum to the trend on the daily for VeChain. It's a really good sign. That means we're going up. I predicted on this channel probably like 4 days ago that VeChain would double up to 100%. We would see it go all the way to 1 penny. Can you believe I'm saying that? To 1 penny? Like, it's like a huge thing. Like, excuse my going through a little bit of a cold. But 1 penny, man. It's going to make it all the way. Speaking of 1 penny, looking at 1 right now. Let me see. 1's got a base. Could we see 1 get to a nice target of 76? Wouldn't be bad. Nice 5 Satoshi. I mean, here it had a move that it was trying to make for a wee bit, and then boom. Someone had just asked me to talk about it too, and I actually didn't. I thought they said Bitcoin, but they said 1 Bitcoin, and they were asking about 1, and now what's Bitcoin doing? It's starting to just go straight here, absolutely straight, which is weird. It's kind of what it did here, though. Boom, right? Boom. So just setting itself up to go back to the trend line, bounce off the trend. What are we doing? I drew this a while back. Thought basically we would have this is my buy zone. I think it's good to accumulate, but she could drop, she could drop to 7,800, 7,200 and down into the 6,000s, which I hope not. I don't want to see that. I am not happy to even say those words, and I hope that Bitcoin can reclaim her throne in November of all Novembers, because November has big moves. 1 November was the only one we had a bad downward move. Usually it's a good upward move. So, band, good little coin to watch. Little band. See how it's boom, 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 boom. Now it's in this kind of a falling wedge. 68% chance of a break to the upside. My favorite pattern to trade. For a nice, usually 10% gain. Or more once you're in it. We'll go forever. Neo. Can't forget your Neo. Little double top action, which usually breaks down, which it did. But we had a bounce, which is nice, so we kind of can confirm that's over. And that's another thing. The end of a bearish move, see? Or a bearish signal. This is a pattern that's bearish. It's a double top. You can see it because there's a top and another top. That's exactly what it is. Forget this line here. I mean, it happens. And it did it here. It's kind of strange. It mimicked it with these. Call it smoke, a chimney, a house and chimney. There should be a name for those. Here you kind of have a similar, like a top. Here you have like almost a triple top. You could combine these tops, but it broke down though. It did. So usually what happens, see, the double top. There's the bearish pattern. See right here, 1, 2, see you later. And it's interesting how you measure that move is you take this, and they call that like the neckline. You take that here, and you go to like usually where the vertices meet and line this up, because it comes down and then some more. And look, it's pretty, it's not always accurate, and it's very similar to how when a coin runs up, sometimes you only get 70% of the measured move. Like sometimes it only goes down, and there it is though. I mean, there it is playing out pretty well. That's pretty interesting. And you can go back and look at it over and over again and just look for these patterns. There it is, like 1, 2. This one broke down. Not too bad though. Every once in a while it gets saved. It won't go all the way. Yeah, as you can see, looking at this chart for a while, all the way back to October 26, when I was first in this coin. My first buy was in around in the $9 region, which is amazing. Neo, man, what a coin! What a coin! Made some crazy moves, but that's like my list. Ontology's in there too. Slipping down a little bit, but she seems to be bouncing back in her pattern. See, everything I have a pattern drawn for, and I'm watching it. So look, she just see ontology broke out. Thought we were gonna have massive gains thought it was sweet all the way up to 98. Let's do it, right? And then just broke down. And when Bitcoin broke down, took it way down there. And now it's kind of coming up here. And then do we see what I was just talking about? Like, there it is. See the double top bearish move? Double top bearish. You see a double bottom. Kind of. And then here's the wedge just falling all the way down to the support. Would be an aggressive buy right there, but a buy nonetheless. Also a good time when the MACD, I like to buy it like right here. See how the move white, then you get to the green and you say, oh, there's the cross. Everyone's like, oh, it's a bullish cross. The blue went over the red, and we do go up here, but this is the meat, right? And look where the meat is. I find the meat of a lot of these moves begin. See this? Like, this is just to begin the beginning of this pump. If we zoom out, come back to this big pump, you'd want to be in. You'd want to be in here in this red area. See, because like these last two is where the pump begins. So this is a good spot. You almost want to be like back here on ontology. You know, like right there would have been nice on this wick. But, and look, it came down really low. This is on the 30-minute, but on the RSI it's low. If you bought on the 30-minute anytime it was this low, look at the last time you bought, it was this low. Boom. That's nice gains. That went from 80. No, that's okay, yeah, 80 all the way to 94. It's beautiful. Beautiful. 20 would have been 25%. You got 10 and almost 10 and a half. You almost got 1.5. So you got 10% and like 15. Oh man. Like 15, 16%. It's a nice gain. It's a really nice gain, and it's awesome. So Kava, man, starting to pump. Starting to get a little life here, see? Starting to make a move. Could be coming out of this channel. A 30-minute. Well, I watch the 30-minute, and some people don't like it. They say there's too many mixed signals in the 30-minute. But what I see is I see measured moves that like make sense. Like I can see the whole move. And I can see how the move, you know, fought itself through the move. Which gives me some speculative, you know, it gives me some insight to how the stock, the coin is moving. Like if we go back to the daily and we look at the daily, we just see these just giant moves, right? And we don't understand that much. I mean, it's great. Nice flag, boot pump, dump, pump, up and down, getting tighter. And lower on volume. You want to see that volume get low, boom, like a rocket. But we go back to the 30 and we see so much information now. We see how high it got. We see it did a bounce off a fib on the 30. We can and we can see the move. It's not like we're missing the move. You know, some people could say, oh, well, but you know, I see so much on the daily, but I, you know, and this may make you want to sell quicker or whatever. But as a beginner too, if you begin charting, look at this. You're looking at the 30-minute. How many times can you look falling wedges break out? 68% of the time break out. This will break out. This was a wedge that broke out. Here's one that broke out. That's why it's my favorite pattern to trade. Falling wedges, and they usually do converge with trend lines because they happen to be falling down, right? So they're the falling wedge on a trend line. I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, guys. Doesn't stop. And they're breaking out almost every time I drew them. Look, I mean, here's one, boom, nice run. And then there's ones inside of ones, like here's one here. And so what happens is you study patterns, and then you sit here on the 30-minute. And also, any time frame lower than that starts getting a little too crazy and spotty. And depending on the coin, it's so spotty you can't even see what's going on, you know. I was looking at this coin. This coin is very interesting to me. Storm. No, no one I know is really talking about it. It's just like kind of on my radar somehow. Been thinking about it, and it's just been something I watch. Yeah. But yeah, V-chain, man, we should be seeing an uptrend. Look, it's starting. That bullish divergence tends to play out immediately. So if you see it, it was on the daily too, which is kind of right. Yeah, it was. Boom. We marked it. It's gone now somehow, but we marked it. That's lower low. And then if you didn't believe me, because people are like, oh, that's not a lower. I mean, you can now clearly see if I put the cursor at the lowest point on this. This point is far lower. If I put this line up there, it's going to give me a slanted line. I mean, I'm not forcing it here. I mean, this is what it is. And if this slanted line does not coincide with the price action, which it does not, clearly goes up to up on this swing here, from here, which is a flat, all the way to there, right? Definitely a higher high. And that's a lower low. This means this trend will continue. And look, there it is. And see how it even bounces off this trend line now? Now it decides, okay, I'm going to make this my new trend line. I'm going to step up, because I'm just going to keep stepping up. I might as well step myself all the way back up. And honestly, this is a double bottom, which we've been looking at and gone over a few times tonight. And I didn't really want this to become a complete tutorial, but you know, why not? We're deep diving and we're looking at coins, and it's a good day. Things are just kind of mellow. You know, even though it's kind of scary, it's still kind of calm at the same time. If you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. We all know what it's like to be wondering what Bitcoin is going to do next. And none of us truly know. But all we can do is play the game and do the best we can as crypto lifers out here. Shout out to all the crypto lifers out there. Thank you for joining the channel. Thank you for subscribing and being a part. Subscribe to this guy, Love for Crypto. He's awesome. Just want to shout out channels that I really like. Bitcoin Cash miners wasting resources on orphan chain. BitMEX Exchange Research Group has identified an interesting phenomenon on the Bitcoin Cash chain. The chain hard forked for rule change purposes, but the orphan chain is continuing to be mined. The Bitcoin Cash chain split continues. The shorter original rule chain has been extended by one additional block. Bitcoin crash. While the orphan chain continues to be mined, the miners are wasting resources on each new block mined. Further, with no block reward, the opportunity cost of not mining on the new rules chain is 12.5 Bitcoin for each block lost. This is so strange. Roger, while the coin was billed as the solution to the scalability problem, its founder Roger Ver has been vilified recently as well. Many view Ver as a sort of usurper of the Bitcoin chain, causing more trouble than help and leaving the Bitcoin market in chaos. The previous hard fork conducted on May 15th of this year left the chain with a mess. Prices had dropped after mistakes had been revealed. This led to some fear in the market and dramatically increased the volatility ahead of the November 15th hard fork. Interesting. Yeah, that's all we need, right? There's more craziness with something called Bitcoin. So everyone thinks that that's Bitcoin, and then they don't want to buy it. Is there a point for central banks releasing digital currencies? Alan Greenspan recently made comments on the state of government saying there's no point for central banks on the state of cryptocurrencies, saying there's no point for central banks. Greenspan's argument was allegedly hanging on the facts that country fiat currencies are supported on sovereign credit. The fundamental sovereign credit of the United States is far in excess of anything Facebook can imagine. As a little background on Greenspan, the former chief was working as head of the Fed as the Black Monday stock market crashed in October of 1987. He was at the helm during the tech boom of the 1990s and the Mexican, Asian, and Russian financial crisis, 1994, 97, 99, 98 respectively, and the dot-com bubble bust in 2000. So why doesn't he hold like 1,000 Bitcoin? You know, that's what I want to know. SBI Ripple's Asia's new payment corridor won't use Ripple. A lot of news has come out of Ripple and its partners lately. SBI Ripple Asia is preparing to launch a money transfer service between Japan and Vietnam. In the announcement, it's mentioned how this new payment corridor will make use of the distributed ledger technology. Unlike what some people may have expected, this does not include the use of XRP or XR Ripple's on-demand liquidity at this time. By combining DLT and real currency, the payment corridor should note much faster and potentially cheaper transactions for both the sender and the recipient. SBI Remit, the company working with SBI Ripple Asia, is the partner of MoneyGram International. Moreover, they have close ties to many Asian financial institutions, including partner bank Thang Phong Commercial Joint Stock in Vietnam. Mexican cryptocurrency exchange allegedly makes largest ever land purchase. Amero Izatec just made the largest ever purchase of land with cryptocurrencies. The total transaction was around $280 million and paid with their own virtual currency, Ameros. The Amero Izatec has been making such huge inroads in the Mexican cryptocurrency world this year. The company plans to open its first physical exchange in Nuevo Leon, Monterrey, and also plans to open another 7 more throughout the country. It's a bold move that the Amero Izatec is betting will play out in the end, even given there are some 800,000 cryptocurrency users in central Mexico alone. Amero Izatec makes largest cryptocurrency land deal. Wow. Amero. They always said we would be using the Amero one day. It's so creepy. Bitcoin's price breaks below 8,500 as the bears are in complete control. Yeah, it was a scary day. It's sad that we're down there, you know. Any bullish movement from the powerful impulse fizzled out. The crypto asset slowly bled from October high of 10.5 to it's now below 8.5 in the latest drop. Sad, man. It's like, why'd you go all to 10.5? Just to get us all excited. November to remember. Could minor capitulation be behind the dangerous drop? Last year, around this time, Bitcoin price plummeted through support at 6,000, eventually falling another 50% and bottoming out around 3,150. The dangerous descent caused Bitcoin miners to capitulate, selling off whatever assets they could in order to sustain operations. While Bitcoin's cost of production ever increasing, a fall below the current range could cause miners to capitulate once again, almost exactly 1 year since the last time this occurred. Bitcoin fell 50% from 6,000 in 2018 after the key signal lit, and it's flashing again. Bitcoin spent most of 2019 extremely bullish, and a safe haven asset narrative combined with the front running of the asset's upcoming halving. Unfortunately, that wasn't enough to sustain bullish momentum over 10,000 and spark the FOMO. The important price level was expected to get us to. It's just sad, man. A change in the regulatory climate. I still believe in Bitcoin, and I know it's going to go to the moon, and I know it's an awesome asset. So these day-to-day things don't really matter with my HODL position. But it's just sad. It's like you want to see it break out. Like you want to see things move. Could Google's quantum computer mine Bitcoin? Went over that. Yeah. The stablecoin crisis could wreck global finance. Fed warns. The Fed could wreck global finance. We warn. Like, this is so annoying, man. The U.S. Federal Reserve Board on Friday warned that a stablecoin crisis could wreak havoc on the global economy and outlined the steps issuers must take to protect the status quo. The central bank prognosis, buried deep in the November edition of its semi-annual financial stability report, rests on a stablecoin worst-case outcome, a run on the issuers, in which the coin holders panic en masse and demand the return of the fiat they staked. Stablecoins, a form of cryptocurrency that maintain their value by staking themselves to fiat reserves. While the volatility of Bitcoin, the most widely owned cryptocurrency, is a favorite talking point of its detractors, stablecoins are digital currencies backed one-to-one with a fiat asset or a basket of cryptocurrencies and designed to maintain a steady value. The report's concern is that something could go wrong with the way the stablecoin works, be it operations, liquidity, or credit. This loss of confidence could lead to a run, it said. In an extreme scenario, holders might be unable to liquidate, with possibility severe consequences for domestic or international economic activity, asset prices, or financial stability. Since the fraught launch of the Libra stablecoin concept in June, the Fed governors, along with the U.S. regulators and counterparts abroad, have been sounding the alarm bells. Beyond the digital currency question, the integration with mass consumer social network could be disastrous, the report warns. Stablecoin initiatives that are built on existing large cross-border customer networks, such as Facebook's Libra, have the potential to rapidly achieve widespread adoption, echoing comments made by Fed Governor Lyle Brainerd last month. But now condensed into a single document, the report consolidates and formalizes regulators' concerns and notes the steps required to prevent a stablecoin catastrophe. Issuers must disclose how their staking mechanism works. Issuers must protect customers' data privacy while maintaining KYC records to prevent illicit use. Issuers must disclose their terms of service. Issuers must inform customers if they have any rights to the underlying asset. They love this KYC crap all the time, man. That's all they want. Hit me up on Twitter, CryptoLifer33. I want to know your thoughts. Breaking video, protesters have burnt down a central bank or a bank in Iran. That's crazy. Let me take you guys live to Iran. I guess like business as usual in Iran, just burning buildings down. Yeah. Yeah, but hit me up. Hit me up on Twitter. On the tweet. I found this guy Chris Dunn a few years ago. Wasn't sure. A lot of YouTubers just kind of, I'm not sure like what their angle is, but man, he's awesome. He's got an interview with Tim Draper. Super cool. This is better than day trading. He talks about a bunch of different things. And he got me into garage selling arbitrage, which I already thought about before and I've seen many times. But he broke it down in a way that made it seem like realistic. And so I went today and did it. And it was a lot of fun. Me and my wife did it with my daughter. And we had a lot of fun. And I videotaped what I could. I shot a little bit of a video and I'm going to edit it together and show people like what I bought and how I'm going to try to sell it and what happens. But yeah, stay tuned for that. It's going to be really interesting. And we'll see where that goes. But that's the end of the stream, guys. Ripple, it's going to become the world reserve currency. It's going to be the greatest asset ever created. It's going to go to 589, 171. Who knows? But, buy what you love. Be patient when you hold. And sell it at one point because there's no use in holding a coin all the way down to the bottom again. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, crypto is life. There's absolutely nothing else. Thank you guys. Have a great night.